Hey everyone, today we are going to solve the LeetCode question maximum score after splitting a string. Okay, so let me explain with this example. So these are all possible substrings on the left side and the right side. And look at the last case. So let's focus on this substring. So in this case, we have 2, 0 and 3, 1, right? So in this case, we will get 2 point. And on the other hand, only 1 on the right side. So we will get 1 point from this substring. So that's why 2 plus 1 is 3. And look at the first case. So we will get 1 point from this substring, and we have 4, 1. So we will get 4 point from this substring. So that's why 1 plus 4 is 5. And look at the result number. So there are a lot of number, right? So 5, 4, 3, 2. So problem is we don't know where the left ends and where the right begins. So one question. So what's the difference between the first case and the last case? So the answer is we put 1, 1, 1, 0 here. So we put this area to on the right side, right? So that's why in the first case, left substring is only 0, and right substring is 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. So why do we put 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 on the right side? So that's because we have 3, 1, right? And it is larger than number of 0 in the last case, right? So seems like we can get high score if we put this area on the right side. And in the end, we will get a high score, right? Instead 5, get a 5 instead of 3. Okay, so let's talk about how do we get max score of left substring. So let's focus on the last case. So we found more 1s than 0s, right? On the left side. So we want to place these 3 1s to the right. So that's because we cannot sort input string, and we don't want to throw away number of 1s if number of 1s is larger than number of zeros on the left side. So in this case, so we will get 2 point as a max value because we have 2, 0. But if we take 2, 0, so it means we have to throw away 3 1s because this is a substring, and we consider 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 as a left substring. So 1 is not plus 1 score if we don't put them on the right side. Okay, so let's see one by one. And look at the first case. So we will get 1 point from this left substring, right? So that's because we have only 1, 0. And in this case, so we will get the 4 point from right side because we have 4, 1 on the right side. And the total should be 1 plus 4 is 5. So this is a like a max score in the all possible substring pattern, right? And so let's compare the like a second case or later. So look at the second case. So left substring is 0, 1. So what is the score? So 1, right? Because we have only 1, 0 on the left side. Actually, it's same as first case. But look at the total score, 4, right? So in the end, we will get 5, but in this case, 4. Why this happened? That's because we put 1 on the left side. So that means we will get 1 point from this one. So in other words, we will lose 1 point. So that's why total score should be 1. So this is a number of 0. So minus number of 1, and the total 0. And let's compare with first case. First case is number of 0 is 1, and the number of 1 is 0. So total 1, right? So which is better? So this one, right? So that's why first case is better than second case regarding the left substring. And then look at the third case. Actually, it's the same idea. So current max value should be 1. And in the third case, so we have 1, 0, and we have 2, 1, right? So that means we will lose 2 points. so minus 2, so which is a minus 1. So 1 versus minus 1, so 1 is better, right? And same thing, so in the fourth case, so 1 point minus 3 point and minus 2, and 1 versus minus 2, so 1 is better, right? So far, so first case is best. And look at the last case. So now we have another 0, right? So in this case, we will get 2 points at most. But if we take 2 points, we will lose this 3 point, right? That's because this is a substring, so we can't separate them. So that's why if we take a 2 point, so we will lose 3 points. So that means 2 minus 3. So total should be minus 1. And compare the first case. So 1 versus minus 1, which is better. So 1, right? So that's why in the end, so we know that. So this left substring is actually best. Okay, so now we checked all possible left substring, right? So range should be from beginning to before the last. So why is that? That's because last position is definitely on the right side, right? So now we know that we have 2, 0 and 3, 1, right? And then so at last we check the last position, and if the last position is 1, so we should add plus 1 to number of 1. So in this case, so now we have 3, 1 plus, so last is 1, so add plus 1, and in total we have 4, 1. So in the end, left max value should be 1, and right max value should be 4, right? So that's why 1 plus 4 equals 5. Okay, so let's write the code. First of all, initialize left max value, initialize with minus 1. So let me explain why we initialize minus 1 later. So think about like a 1, 1, 1, 1 case. And the number of zeros initialize with 0, and the number of ones initialize with 0. And first of all, calculate the max value of left substring. So for I in range, so length should be length of string minus 1, right? Because last position is definitely on the right side. And then if current character equal 0, 0. In that case, add plus 1 to zeros, plus equal 1. If not the case, add plus 1 to ones, plus equal 1. And then left should be max of current max versus zeros minus ones, right? And then after that, so check the last position. And if the last position is 1, add plus 1. So ones plus equal, and we can do like this. So s minus 1 equal 1. So in Python, true is considered as 1 and false is considered as 0. So if we get true from this condition, so that means we add plus 1 to ones. And then all we have to do is just max left value plus max right value once. And so let me explain why minus 1 here. So okay, so let's think about a 1, 1, 1, 1 case. And so what if left start with 0? So in that case, so this comparison should be like left is always 0, and 0 minus, so 1 or 2 or 3, right? Because all values are 1. So in this case, so left value is never updated because 0 is bigger than 0 minus 1, 0 minus 2, 0 minus 3, right? So in the case, so ones, so after we finish this for loop, ones should be 3, right? And then we check the last position, so 1, so that should be 4, right? So in the case, in the end, so 0 plus 4 is 4. But so we have two substring, like a left and right, right? So in that case, so we should separate here like this. So that we will get the 3 point on the left side and a 0 point on the left side. So actually, in this case, we should return 3 instead of 4. So that's why we need to like a -1 at first, so that we can subtract like a -1 like a from like a 4. Okay, so let me clean up. So like this. Yeah, I think that's fine. So let me submit it. Yeah, looks good. And the time complexity of this solution should be order of n. So because we iterate through all characters like one by one. And the space complexity is, I think, O1. We don't use a extra data structure. This is a step-by-step algorithm of my solution code. Yeah, so that's all I have for you today. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, or leave a comment. I'll see you in the next question.